morning. We're on the record in docket 21-02622. That's Place Management LLC versus Frankie Nelson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Corey Grandmason appearing on behalf of Place Management with Swistack and Levine. I just saw my manager come into the courtroom, and also Miss Pereira isn't present right now. She was someplace else, and we were speaking just a moment ago in a breakout room. If we could pass this over so I could have a moment to speak with my property manager, we may come back to this in a moment.
Sure. Well, Miss Pereira is right here.
Okay.
And is that Ginger from Place Management? Is that your property manager?
Yes.
Would you like to? I can put you in a breakout room with her if you'd like to just have a moment of her time just to catch her up.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to make you a co-host, Wendy, because I'm gonna mess that up.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna, you should get a prompt, and I'll place yourself and the place management person in a breakout room, and then we'll come back to this. All right, once you
sounds great. Thank you, Your Honor.
You'll get a prompt that'll take you to the breakout room. So, Ms. Pereira, we're just standing by right now.
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
And then Mr. Meineke and Mr. Schisler, you're both here on cases today. I don't see your defendants here. I'll wait a couple minutes. I am admitting somebody else in the room.
Mr. I've seen it showing up.
Who's that?
Mr. Greenerson. There, he just needs to go back to room.
Right, he's in with. So Mr. Granderson, Mr. Grandmason, you just need to go back to room 1. There you go.
Like he's already in. Sorry, Josh. But he is.
Frankie Nelson, will you identify yourself? Your audio is not working on the. So whoever's calling in on whoever's Motorola Moto G stylus.
trying to see.
There you go. On the Motorola.
Okay.
On the Motorola. Man, we can hear you.
No, I'm gonna cut my other thing off here.
All right,
That
perfect.
way I won't echo. Tim, turn this.
All right.
There we go.
All right. I was just thinking. So you're Frankie Nelson.
Yes, I am.
All right. Stand by. We're going to put your case on the record in just a second. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You can, Miss Nelson. Just stand by.
Okay.
Mr. Schisler, I can call your case. You're here with Gateway.
Yes, I am, and I don't think the defendant's up here, to be honest.
All right. It doesn't appear. We've allotted the 15 minutes. So I'm going to go on the record. Make sure we've got a, let's do the 6th. I'm going to go on the record in docket 20-01722. That's Gateway Financial Solutions versus Dylan Crittenden. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Scott Schisler, P48832 on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. And this was set for 8:30. It's now 8:47. It appears that the defendants failed to appear. I will indicate that we previously met here on November 4th, and we set this for a control date for continued compliance on today's date. I think it would appear that Mr. Crittendale's failed to appear. Mr. Schisler, how did you want to proceed?
Your Honor, he's actually in compliance, and we talked to him last week because he was in compliance, and we were trying to see if we could get a stipulation to get rid of the hearing. It just didn't work out for us to be able to do that. It's a little bit unusual. When we talked to him last week, he's had 3 payments bounce that were like automatic payments. However, his employer withheld an extra $150 and sent it to us. So therefore, he's in complete compliance. He made a payment late last week.
Okay. So did you want so I guess I'll leave it up to you. If there's no reason to keep the file open, I think we're all set. I'll just wait for dismissal from you.
Yeah, Your Honor, at this point in time, I mean, you know, I've got a judgment already. He's got an installment payment, so I don't see any reason to have a control date. As long as he keeps making this payment, you won't hear from us. If he stops, we'll file a motion to set it aside.
All right, that sounds good. So anything else on docket 20-01722, we'll just proceed in that way.
Okay.
All right, thank you. That's it. Have a nice day, Mr. Schisler.
Yes. Jamie, we'll see you.
Okay. And then, Mr. Meineke, we can go ahead and call your case. That is 249. So we're on the record in docket 22022495. That's TNT Financial versus Latasha Nicole Gerard. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. James Meineke appearing on behalf of the plaintiff TNT Financial, P40510. I'm the attorney of record.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. This is scheduled for 8:30. It's now 8:49. I don't see Ms. Gerard in the Zoom courtroom or the physical courtroom. It would appear that the defendants failed to appear today. Mr. Meineke, how would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, I'd like to proceed by way of default. This is actually the second hearing, second pretrial conference for this matter. Her answer basically challenged the amount due. In response to that, we had sent her a payment history and a breakdown of the repossession and sale proceeds. We have not heard we sent those out on January 23rd. So we'd ask that the plaintiff be allowed to present a default judgment in the amount for damages of $2,526.18. Court costs of $106.64, consisting of a service fee of $31.64 and the $75 filing fee, for the total court cost of $106.64 and a total judgment of $2632.82.
Okay. And you'll follow that up with an order to that effect?
I will, Judge. Would you like me to present that by the 7-day rule?
Sure, that'll work.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Meineke. So anything else for the record, 22022495?
Nothing further from the plaintiff, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a nice day. We can go on. Mr. Van Atten's up here. All right. So we're on the record in docket 22-03183. That's people of the state of Michigan versus DeAnthony Van Atten. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence Sutter on behalf of Mr. Van Atten, who is seated to my right.
Sir, you are DeAnthony Van Atten?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. This is the time set for a final pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, due to the victim's failure to appear, the city will move to dismiss at this time.
No objection.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Van Atten, my understanding is that the city is moving to dismiss this case without prejudice. Which means that for our purpose today, it's dismissed. All right. They may reissue in the future. That's the city's prerogative. But for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, sir. All right. Anything else for the record in docket 22-03183? Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
Ms.
Thank
Sutter?
you.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, sir. Thank you. Do you want me to sign the Nolly?
I just signed it.
I'll stick it in the file.
Yeah. Thank you.
Then we'll go on, Ms. Pereira will go on your case. I think they're out.
We are, Your Honor.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 21-02622. That's Place Management LLC versus Frankie Nelson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Corey Grandmason appearing on behalf of Place Management. We're actually the defendant on this side.
All right, and your property managers here, sir?
Yes, Ginger from Place Management is here. Correct.
All right, and then Ms. Pereira.
Veronica Pereira on behalf of Ms. Nelson.
All right, and Ms. Nelson, you're here also, that's correct?
Yes,
All right. This is the time set for a motion on the matter. At least I have it up for a motion. Ms. Pereira, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we likely will need to proceed on the motion. However, Ms. Nelson did have a COVID exposure and is symptomatic. And so I would request that we adjourn the matter for a day that we can safely get everyone in person for the hearing.
All right, is that your understanding, Mr. Grand Mason?
Yes, it is. And I've also spoken with Ginger, and the parties are still working to try and resolve a basement plumbing repair. And hopefully by the next court date, they will have that resolved, or some other type of solution can be reached.
So it's adjourned due to illness. It's Miss Nelson, correct?
Yes.
And how many days were you looking at under adjournment? How many days do you need, do you think?
I think if we could get something 2 weeks, that would be fine.
Let's see, probably 30 days, I bet.
That's fine with me, Your Honor.
It would just be it'd just be resetting the motion, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Monday, March 27th at 8:30.
Your Honor, I have a jury trial scheduled in another court that morning.
Let's try either a week later or a week earlier. Okay.
April 3rd at 8:30.
April 3rd at 8:30.
That will work.
All
Thank you,
right.
Your Honor.
The April 3rd, Your Honor?
Yeah, April 3rd at 8:30. Does that work
Thank-
for you, Mr. Graham Mason?
Yes, the week earlier was not going to work, so I'm glad we went with the week after. Thank you.
Right. Well, it looks like there were a couple of reasons not to have that date. So we'll have April 3rd at 8:30. Miss Nelson, you've got that date, April 3rd at 8:30?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Miss Pert, you prefer that to be live?
I think so, Your Honor.
Yeah. So that at least from Miss Nelson's point of view, that'll be a live hearing on the 6th floor. All right.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else for the record? Docket 2102-622, Ms. Pereira?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Grand Mason, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. We'll see everybody back here on April 3rd at 8:30.
Thank you.
Thank you for your appearance today. And I think Miss Nelson, she's free to leave the Zoom courtroom. So Miss Nelson, you're free to leave the Zoom courtroom. Thank you for your appearance today.
Okay, thank you.
Let somebody in. Would the call-in user 763-7399 please identify themselves?
My name's Tyler Badgley.
Okay. You're here for your 9 o'clock, Mr. Badgley?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stand by, you're in the right courtroom. We'll call your case in just a second, okay? Is that your client, Ms. Miller?
It is. And I spoke with him on Friday, so we know what cover proceedings today.
All right. All right, let's go ahead and call that one. All right, Mr. Badgley, we're going to call your case. We're on the record in docket 2201-833. That is the City of Lansing versus Tyler Badgley. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Badgley for today's pretrial. He joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Tyler Badgley?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in this matter. I've got one file and then one accompanying ticket. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we're requesting an adjournment for compliance purposes.
That's correct.
How many days do you need?
30.
I would request 30 at this time, Your Honor. He's working on his license. He's got a couple of different things he's trying to pay off.
All right, let's do 30 days, but we're gonna be a little long in the tooth on this case, huh?
Understood.
Sometime after April 6th. April 3rd. It's close.
It's close. I probably prefer to err on the side of a little bit longer than a little bit lesser, but
All right. So April 10th.
thank you.
All right, so we'll reconvene on the motion to adjourn for April 10th at 9 a.m. And that's probably the extent of any adjournment in this case. This case is getting a little
Understood.
older. So Mr. Badgley, you understand you should have all matters in compliance purposes by April 10th. Did you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 2201-833 or 22L2736033, the accompanying ticket? Ms.
No, Your
Williams?
Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Sutter, you're all set?
Thank you. Yes,
All
I
right.
am.
That's all for the record on that file. You're free to leave the Zoom courtroom. Thank you, Mr. Badgley.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
You're here for the Abood law firm, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your client's here?
Yes, both.
All right. Have you had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and call that case then. So the first one, which case would you like to go first? We have,
I'm ready on both, Your Honor.
okay, let's go in order with Nichelle.
Yes.
Nicole Nichelle. That's only because it's the first one on the list. All right, we're on the record in docket 22000911. I'm sorry. We're on the record in docket 22003383 and the accompanying ticket 22L2734821. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Manny Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Michael Anderson on behalf of the defendant who appears personally to my right.
And ma'am, you are Nicole Nichelle?
Yes.
Okay. This is the time set for a pre-trial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I will be amending the failure to stop after property damage accident to careless driving. That's a civil infraction under MCL 257.626B. And I believe Ms. Nichelle will be accepting responsibility to disobeying a traffic signal.
All
That's
right.
another civil infraction.
So two civil infractions. The first one is to amend, and I'll restate that. My understanding of that for the record is to amend the ticket, which is the fail to stop or identify after property damage accident. And that fail to stop is going to be amended to 257.626B, which is just a straight fail to stop.
That's careless driving.
Careless driving. And that's pursuant to 257.626B.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and careless is a 3-point offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what's the final? 215. Okay. And then Ms. Nichelle will also be accepting responsibility to the disobey of the traffic, the traffic device, which I think is the second part of the ticket.
Yes, it is.
All right. 100 what? So that would be the traffic control device. And that's a $140 ticket. All right, so I'm going to restate it just so you have this for the record. So the first part of the ticket is to be amended to careless driving under 257.626B, 3-point offense and $215. And then the client will be accepting responsibility, or you on her behalf, to the traffic device, fail to obey a traffic device, which was a $140 ticket. Is that your understanding, Mr. Anderson?
It is, Judge.
All right. And will you be accepting responsibility on behalf of your client for those?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So just so we're on the same page, then we'll talk about this involves a ticket, just so I'm making sure that we both have the same ticket. On March 20, it's December 1st, 2022. You would confirm and accept responsibility concerning the careless driving on that date, on that time in the city of Lansing. And careless driving would be pursuant to 257.626B. Is it your intent to admit responsibility for the careless driving ticket?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second ticket that your client failed to confirm or failed to, disobeyed a traffic control device. That was also on December 1st, 2022 in the city of Lansing. Do you confirm and accept responsibility for that portion of the ticket?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. With that understanding, how long does your client need to make payment on that?
Judge, she has stated that she could do it today, but just for sake, we could give her a total of 2 months to do so. That'd be appropriate.
I think that's fair. Any objection to
No
that?
objections, Your Honor.
So 60 days to pay the $355 that would be on both tickets. So it's $215 on the careless and $140 on the disobeying traffic. So it's a total. Well, I'm going to confuse them by doing that. So $215, 60 days to pay that. And that can be paid to the city of Lansing on the 6th floor. And then $140, I'll give you 60 days to pay that. And then understand that the careless also carries with it a 3-point abstract that the Secretary of State will take care of. All right, ma'am. So you've got 60 days to pay. So what's 60 days from today? All right, so by May 8th, just so there's no ambiguity there. Anything else for the record in docket 22033383 or the accompanying ticket, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything, Mr. Anderson?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, you're all set. May 8th is that's the date, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then we have docket 22-03465. That is City of Lansing versus Luis Ochoa Aguilar. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Emmanuel Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Michael Anderson appearing on behalf of the defendant, who does appear personally to my right.
All right, and sir, you are Luis Ochoa Aguilar. All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Williams, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, would like to ask for an adjournment for further negotiations.
Is that your understanding, Mr. Anderson?
That's correct.
And how many days out are you looking at?
30 is enough, I think.
Okay. So we'll take the 3 weeks out. March 27th at 9 a.m. So March 27th at 9 a.m. is the adjourned date. Mr. Ochoa Aguilar, please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Anderson. And we'll see you back here on March 27th at 9 a.m. All right, sir? Anything else, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
All right,
thank you.
Mr. Anderson, you're all set.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Mr. Noble wanted me to tell hello to you.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And then I spoke with Mr. DePriest. I think he's either in the waiting room or hanging out somewhere on Zoom, he said.
Oh, I should have met a bunch of people in. Mr. O'Keefe, what do you have today?
Oh, Your Honor, I just had an arraignment downstairs. I just stopped up to see who's your prosecutor? Who's your assignment?
Today is the city attorney is Miss Williams.
This is state case.
It would,
Your guess is as good as ours.
yeah, we don't know.
I'm looking it up online and I don't see.
But
your
it's
name.
we're in between we're kind of transitional
Yeah.
in that regard. I think Andrew was for prelims last Thursday, but I think that was for prelim purposes.
He's also, if you want to reach out to Andrew Stevens, he's the head of the district court division over there, so he can probably direct
Right.
you if he's covering
Yeah.
certain.
That's your safest bet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the other judges have, they put it online.
Everybody does have, except for the guy who was in here, left his job and they haven't replaced him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Mr. Whistey's no longer with us.
Right.
Oh, really?
I think, Your Honor, if you remember, I'm blanking on his name. Mr. Brian Ring was here last week, the gentleman with him, whatever his name
His
is.
name is Georges Anitas.
I think he's gonna be the new one,
Right.
according
I
to the
think
rumors I've heard.
He's brand new.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think he's the new guy, but
They're getting like one application for
yeah, I mean,
two jobs.
yeah,
Why doesn't anybody want to be a prosecutor anymore?
I don't know. It's like-
You get paid a ton of money. You get thanked all the time.
Right.
I mean, who wouldn't want that job? All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
All right, see ya.
we'll see you. Take care. All right, let's see who's. Is that tonight? Is that for this afternoon?
It's from whatever you guys did when I was doing arrangements on Friday. Although,
Yeah. Gail was here.
I have no idea what this is from me.
All right, let's find out who's here. So, sir, on the Samsung SMA037U, could you identify yourself, please?
Joshua Taylor.
Okay, so that's Joshua Taylor. You're here for your 9 o'clock, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
And then on the other cell phone, could you identify yourself in the car? That's you, sir, in the car, other than Mr. Taylor? He's not connected to audio.
Okay, I think that's Mr. DePriest.
Okay. All right. And then sir, you are Jaden Bemo Laseth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you pronounce your last name for me, please?
Vmalsitit.
Vmalsitit. All right. All right. So you're all in the right courtroom. We'll call your case in just a second, okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Hello.
Am I in the waiting room or are you the prosecutor on the case?
I'm just another defendant, actually.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry to
You're
bug you.
You're
Okay.
Dude, what?
No, that's okay. All right, I'm gonna hang up with you because we can hear you that much.
I think you're in the wrong room, bro.
He's the top, well, I don't know if he's the top corner picture. Samsung SM A037 unit.
Yeah. I was gonna ask the same question.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 22-00911. That is City of Lansing versus Steve DePriest. Will the parties please introduce themselves to the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Amani Williams appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. DePriest, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Stephen DePriest?
Yes, I'm not. I have a driver license. I'm not Steve. I have an identical brother named Steve. That's why when I was in jail, I told him, like, I'm having a driver license for 3 years. I have no clue how I have a driver with no license.
So what is your name here today?
I'm Stephen Dale DePriest. My twin brother is Steve Dale DePriest. I explained that to them in Mason.
Oh, okay.
What?
They're gonna have to come in and get fingerprints.
Yeah, I think everybody's got to appear in person and we got to get some fingerprints
Both the twins have to appear, I believe.
because that's a problem.
Which one is which?
Which one is which? We've got to make sure we've got the right person, the right twin. Yep.
Yep, I explained that to him. I said, I have a license.
Right, and you have a license and your brother does not have a license.
Yes, my brother do not have a. I have a driving license. I've having one for like 3 years.
All right, well, this is the time set for a pre-trial in the matter. What I think that what we're gonna have to do, Mr. DePriest, is I think we're gonna have you come in and take your print so you can indicate that you're not the correct guy who was charged. It looks like your brother used. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
I mean, they only got their name as that. Yeah, either he did it on purpose or the officers fixed it on accident, pure accident.
All right, so I guess my question is that this is not the first time we've met. Were you arraigned on this, Mr. DePriest, or was that your brother?
That had to be my brother because this just popped up when I was a Mason for my child support.
So you've never been in front of the court before?
Not for driving. I went on the screen.
So
Okay, I know what happened.
he got tagged on the child support. They told him there was a hearing.
Because they just ran his
They
name.
ran his name.
Yeah.
And only that I'm covering the case, so I don't recognize him. I haven't spoken with him before.
Right.
It's normally
I have my driver license number if you need it.
We believe you. We're trying to figure out the other person's situation.
Right. And then he was and then we're gonna see how you're running the computer. Do you have your license? I don't know if I went.
Well,
Yes, I do.
I have no objection, Your Honor. I would just ask that we not live stream that.
Right. Yeah.